迎翻到嚟我哋旅程嘅第2集啦！我哋而家身處嘅就係阿爾加維美麗嘅海岸線啦。今日我啱啱咧就參加咗一個海上嘅獨木舟之旅，真係好刺激啊！坐喺個艇上面一路撐就可以近距離咁見到呢啲嘅洞穴啦。話說咧，以前咧其實去到洞穴入邊係可以上岸近距離咁樣睇到㗎。後來葡萄牙嘅政府因為希望可以更加可持續咁樣發展旅遊，所以而家就唔可以上岸啦。如果你真係要近距離睇嘅話咧，就只能夠撐獨木舟去睇啊。頭先咧我哋咧仲入咗一個超黑嘅洞穴，好似去到個電影場景咁樣啦。好啦，事不宜遲，即刻去片。Obrigada。玩完海上獨木舟，係時候就返去酒店放鬆下啦。今次嚟到阿爾加維，我哋住咗一間好靚嘅海邊酒店，每日望住個懸崖同埋個海，真係好舒服啊！葡萄牙一直以嚟都係熱門嘅旅遊地，就好似今次我哋嚟到都玩咗好多動靜皆宜嘅活動啊，包括係有跳傘啦、獨木舟、動物園同埋係坐電車等等。亦都係因為咁咧，吸引咗世界各地唔同嘅遊客，所以呢度亦都有多咗好多唔同嘅酒店啊。而我今次嚟到里斯本住緊嘅就係喺呢一個火車站上面嘅 Editorial Hotel Collection 啦。等我哋一齊去睇下呢間酒店。呢幾年嚟到里斯本，我都住過唔同嘅住宿，包括係 Airbnb、Service Apartment 同埋酒店。記得幾年前第一次嚟到里斯本嘅時候，住咗一間比較偏遠嘅 Airbnb。當時咧仲要行成5層嘅樓梯添啊，出入咧都真係冇咁方便，令到嗰次嘅旅程咧都有啲減分啊。後來嚟熟咗之後，每一次我就會住喺老城區，因為行街食飯 shopping 都方便啲啊嘛。而我今次住嘅呢一間酒店咧，就正正位於火車站上面啦，地理位置咧係非常之好噶。當我踏入呢一間酒店嘅時候，就已經感受到佢哋嘅服務員非常之熱情。嗰一刻啊，佢哋都仲未知其實我係嚟訪問佢哋嘅。行到入去酒店入邊，你會感受到佢真係一間充滿歷史性嘅酒店。例如喺走廊嗰度就會有佢哋古典嘅瓷磚，而每一間房咧都會有唔同嘅主題嘅喎。呢一度有唔同嘅房型，包括係標準嘅雙人房同埋豪華套房，仲有河景同埋陽台添啊。張床咧都好舒服，有一晚我仲連續瞓咗10個鐘添啊。朝頭早瞓醒咧，仲有buffet早餐可以食。好啦，而家咧就等我哋一齊訪問下酒店嘅負責人同埋呢個基金經理，了解下佢哋嘅經營理念同埋投資策略。So Sonia, can you tell me about the key concepts behind the editorial hotel collection?
Well, so the key concepts of the editorial collection are hospitality, of course, hospitality. Why not? Everyone talks the hospitality, it's the hotel's core, but we need to push up a little bit. So that's why we have the hospitality as one pillar. Everyone knows about it, but everyone has to focus in our teams on that. Hospitality, it's not a way of work, it's a way of living, you know. If we have hospitality in our core business, everyone will be happy to help a guest, and we want people who do that, who approach in any kind of situation. We want people that approach the guest. The second one is heart. So in our case, you've been here before. So we have all our rooms. They have pictures from the train station, because this hotel is inside the train station. So we ask to a photographer, an artist, to take photos from the old Portuguese train station. So we've been working Portugal all around, from north to south of Portugal, taking pictures. And those pictures right now, they are everywhere in the hotel. So in this case, the art we came in this hotel, the art we have, it's focused on the pictures on the train stations, and everyone could have it in their rooms or social areas also. So sustainability, of course. The third one is sustainability. Sustainability, because we focus on, in this hotel it's a new one, so as being a new one, every aspect of sustainability was focused. Even from the machines we have, the air condition, for example, there are guests who ask us for the maintenance team to go there saying that, oh, it's not working. No, it's working, but it's so doesn't have any sound. People are used to have that sound, and they ask for the maintenance team to go there. And right now, maintenance team, they use the time to take the temperature. They spot it, and you see it's working. Wow. This is the kind of aspects we've been working on. And all LEDs, the hotel doesn't have any light besides LEDs. And in terms of water and electricity, we have one of the hotels with less use of those utilities, okay? And then it's the local, so therefore, and local. Why local? Because every hotel has its own personality. We don't want to have an hotel brand that it's equal in everywhere. Yes, it will be equal in hospitality standards. Everyone will fulfill the hospitality standards in each of our hotels. But in location, we have to open doors to the area we've been here. We are in Alfama. This is a busy area. This is a central area. This is a train station. And in this case, in local, if you saw even the uniforms, the downstairs reception front desk team, uniforms were focused on the train station, old uniforms. We try to bring the train station inside the hotel. And this is the local destination. Every hotels, they focus on that. They breathe a little bit of the location they live, okay? We call it like the atmospheres. Each hotel has its own atmosphere.
And so what type of guests do you typically attract? Is it like local or tourists from all over the world?
Well, we have a mixed one that it's great for us because it's nice to have it. Well, in local, we have the traditional are the corporate standard guests. So we have lots of guests, corporate, that are coming from north of Portugal. They even use the train station. So they use the train, they stop here, they do their meetings in Lisbon, and they stay. Besides that, we have the traditional leisure and tourism guests coming from all kind of countries. We have all brown wine. So the mostly we have are Americans, French, English, Italian, French, and the other ones Spanish also. But it's a mixed in Portuguese and other destination here.
And so what kind of service do you offer to enhance guest experience?
Well, we try, in hospitality, we don't have as a whole train station. This is a refurbish of a government building. So we try to do, in this case, this hotel, it's a story. This hotel is a historic hotel because this hotel was offices for the train station, and each office become a room. Right now, an hotel room. That's why we still have the doors, the earlier doors, we still have it. So we didn't have the opportunity, we can't have the opportunity to have a spa or an indoor swimming pool because this is an old building and we try to do it to not change a little bit or not allowed to. So we focus on the hospitality, on the way we received and we manage the guests. What we try, if a guest do birthday in our hotel, of course we will be surprised with the souvenir, with the people, the team on the breakfast to welcome him, to give him the birthday, to have a cake. If a guest is not feeling well, we will approach asking if they want to go to the pharmacy. We can go there. We try to go a little bit more and give him a service like not being so approached because some guests don't want, but all the needs there's no no's here. We always tell this. I always tell this to teams. There's no answer. There's an opportunity to have another, even if it's something it's not possible or suitable to do. We can try to find other way and give that solution to the guest.
And so, how do you see the future of hospitality and also hotel industry here in Portugal?
Well, Portugal is still growing. It's one of the most security destinations in Europe. This is very, very, very important for us. It's a sunshine, the majority is a sunshine destination. And there's also capacity to have much more hotels. So we will grow. We will grow in sustainability.
I can really feel your passion.
I love what I do.
Thank you so much for your sharing today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Drew.
Hi,
Nice to see
how are
you
you doing?
again.
It's a pleasure to have you again in Portugal.
So, can you tell us about the core mission of this hotel fund?
Okay, this is a very interesting situation because you remember that we've started our funds with supermarket funds and with the Sonai Group, the greatest company in Portugal, as the tenant. Okay. So we've been asked by Sonai to replicate the model we have with the supermarkets, but now doing hotels. And they have a special chain, a 4-star hotel chain called Editori Hotels, which is, this is one of the hotels they have in the portfolio. And they asked us if we were interested in promoting the construction and development of 5 units for new hotels for them. So we said yes, and that's the reason why we set up a fund to buy companies. Each hotel is a company, and we do everything from scratch, as we did in the supermarkets, by detecting the opportunity, buying the land, making approvals in the local authorities, and make the construction for Sonai. On the basis of all of this concept is a 20 years rental contract without breakup clauses, which is very, very important when we measure the risk of the operation. But this is basically what we do with Haven. This is a new fund, Haven.
So, how do you select the hotels? What criteria do you use?
Yes, we've been asked to start our fund with 5 new hotels. And it's very interesting because we called it the 5 Capitals Fund. And why so? Basically because one hotel in Oporto, which is the capital of the north, one hotel in Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal, one hotel in Faro, which is the capital of Algarve, our tourism, let's say, most important place, one in Funchal, Madeira Island, and the 5th one in Azores Island in Ponta Delgada. So this is a fund with the 5 capitals, but I know, and this is a secret for you, we've been asked to do some more.
Wow.
So this means that we are going to increase. We won't stay only with these 5. These are the first one to do, and we will do it. We expect to have it ready in 2027, or these 5, but we are planning to have some more.
So the proposed timeline will be to start doing the construction right now, 2025,
Yes.
and then have it completed in about 2 years, 2027.
I would say 2/3 years. But for these first 5, we will start with Funchal in Madeira. We will start until, I would say, June, July this year. And the others will follow. But by 27/28, all of them are in operation.
So for potential investor, what do they expect? What is the expected return?
Well, we are trying to find some golden visas investors for our operation. And why so? because we, and you know us already very well, we are very, very transparent, and everything we have in place and our offer is 100% based in the fund bylaws. So there is no other operation or any other rules out of what is already approved by the regulator and by the local authorities. And this means that for these hotels, we also have in place a buyback agreement for the golden visas and a yearly remuneration capped on 4.5%. So basically, our investors, our golden visa investors, what they can expect from us is on year 5 or year 6, when the mandatory period of investment is over, they are able to ask us for their principal back at par. And on a yearly basis, we remunerate their funds up to 4.5%. This is, let's say, the main concept of the operation and the way we mitigate this risk. But even though there is something that I would like you to understand when you try to measure the risk. All of these hotels, the ones we are going to do, are very, very well located. This means that if something happens in the future, let's imagine that something strange happens in our society, you will always have the place because the fund owns the place, and if today this is not an hotel anymore, it can be a building, it can be something else, because it's very, very well located.
Talking about risk, what do you think is the potential risk for this fund?
Well, there is always a risk in life. Being alive is a risk, you know? But trying to measure the risks, what can be the risk? I would say that you can always have a crisis in the tourism industry worldwide. It can
like
happen.
a pandemic.
Like a pandemic, yes. So now the owner, our tenant, can always have problems. But instead of measuring risks, I try to cope with the situation of trying to avoid risk, okay? To give our investors all the transparency and feasibility in the business. So what we do is we try to put in place all the measures and all the procedures in order to avoid risk. And the most principles are try to find the best persons to be involved with. And Sonai is by far the most reliable company in the country. Try to find out the best place to be, location, 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 and use all the best furnishers you can have, I mean the construction companies, in order to have everything in place in the right and due time. That's it.
Okay, so final question and the most important one. If I'm an investor and I'm investing right now, 2025, what do I expect to receive once the construction is done in 2027? Will you count back the payback, the return?
We always have the payback. I mean, the buyback agreement is always in place. You know that for a golden visa purpose, you have to be invested a minimum period of 5 years, okay? So during these 5 years, you, Mr. Investor or Mrs. Investor, you will see everything happening. You will see that we bought the plot of land, we made the construction, we put the unit working by signing the rental contract, and we can probably or keep it within the fund. It's one of the solutions, or sell it to another investor, okay? A fund, a pension fund, whatever. But you, as investor, you have always in place your buyback, and on year 5, if you decide to do it, because you can always say, no, I like my investment, I want to keep invested, and from that moment onwards, you will be considered as a regular investor. But if you want to leave, you are free to ask us for your money back. It's there for you.
So if I invest now, 2025, in 2027, do I expect to receive the 4.5% only in 2027, or that I will receive for the past 2 years?
Well, as a private equity fund, we you know, in this industry of private equity funds, we cannot act as a regular a mutual fund or bonds or stocks, whatever. No, we have a way to do things, which is we can always pay, and we always pay when we have exits, because we receive funds from investors, we invest, and only when we sell, we receive funds to pay back all our furnishers and all our investors. So this means that in the year 1, year 2, you will probably don't receive anything, okay? But on year 3, when we have the first exit, you will receive your 4.5% from inception. I mean, we count every day you are invested. And from that moment onwards, because exits happens every year, you will receive every year your 4.5%.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
總括嚟講，今次喺里斯本嘅酒店體驗都真係唔錯啊！如果下次大家嚟到 Lisbon， 都可以考慮住喺老城區，無論行街定係食嘢都會方便啲啊！而如果你係黃金簽證嘅申請人，而你又想要有一個保本嘅 option， 就可以考慮呢一個嘅酒店基金啦。作為黃金簽證嘅申請人，呢隻基金提供有回購嘅 option， 申請人可以喺第6、第7或者第8年進行回購，即係話他日當你攞到國籍嘅時候，就可以原價攞返你投資嘅金額啦。而喺投資嘅期間呢，申請人每年嘅預期回報係去到 4.5% 嘅。今集就講到呢度啦，下集會同大家一齊食下葡萄牙嘅美食，同埋去超市買手信，記得要收睇啊！拜拜。